Awesome.
So, boys and girls, this is Christopher and Alan Miller.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! And we invited the third graders too, because we know they're going to want to be reading your books pretty soon too.
So, well, we've got, if you haven't read Neck Mice yet, that's perfect for third graders. So
It's perfect, and we have that in the library too.
that's great. Fantastic. That's a good one to start with for third graders.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves and where you live and how you got going into being authors.
Sounds good. That's a good starting point.
Yeah.
You want to start us out, Ellen?
Sure. Well, Chris and I, we live down in Auburn area, so it's a little bit south of Seattle. It's not too far away from you guys.
Well, we love your website. We're on it all the time, and on the blog, we're always checking out what you guys are up to. So we have a couple questions.
Go for it.
Okay, this is Samantha. She's a sixth grader.
Hi, Samantha.
She's going to work her way up the crowd here.
All right.
Okay, so what was the first book you ever wrote, and who or what inspired you to write the book?
Awesome.
All right, well, I guess we could say the first book we wrote, besides just having fun as kids.
Yeah, we wrote a lot of books as kids that never got published, and I don't remember what the first one I wrote there was, but we had lots of ideas and crazy. We have stacks of papers we can go back through and look at.
But I think we'd have to count Get the Kid, this one here, as our first book, because this was, that's the official effort we made to really make that final book. And it's a picture book. And what inspired us actually was, a couple different things, but we always loved the story of Gideon in the Old Testament, in the Bible. And it was always a story we wanted to tell. And in fact, for a while we even had done some character sketches thinking of, well, maybe we could animate this. We can animate the story of Gideon and really research the story a bit. But when it came to the point of saying, let's tell the story, it was actually, it was a little bit of inspiration that Chris had.
Yeah, well, right there in the book of Judges where Gideon's story is told, it ends with a line that says, "In those days, Israel had no king, and everyone did what was right in his own eyes." Well, to us, that sounded really kind of...
So some of us are wondering, how far along are you guys with the game?
The game, yes. Isn't that exciting? So we don't actually produce the game. We're working in partnership with Kyo Interactive, who was a great friend of ours, and he has his game company up. So I don't get to be a part of the day in and day out on it, but we were able to oversee the storyline because it's lining up with our book. The original plan, and may still happen, we're just praying that God solves a few problems that happened at the beginning of December. I don't know if you saw our update at the beginning of December that he ran into some financial issues for the funding and is pursuing some other options for it. And just recently had some good news on that. So we'll see. But his plan was to finish and release the game at this point, hopefully by March or April, because in March there's the brand new Google Ouya. Is a brand new platform being released. It's like a Wii and PS3 is going to be, Google has their own platform coming out. And so not only will he try to be on the other platforms, but he's going to be one of the first games to be released on the Ouya. So how far is he through the game process right now? Man, he might be about 40% with actual production work, but he's got a plan now to get the next 3 months to go a little bit more busy on it. Now, I'm praying and hoping that works. There's a lot of obstacles that God has to answer some questions for him on financial, backing, and hopefully that all comes into play. But looks like things are happening too, and so to be involved in the process with us. So that's something we're kind of hoping to get started here in January for you guys. So
That's exciting. Cool. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
And Luke wanted to know, here's your question, Luke. You want to read it?
hey, Luke.
Hi.
Well, are you gonna make any new books?
Yeah. Well, this book that we're writing right now is Code Bearers. It's the fourth book in the Code Bearers series, but really it's the first book in a new series. It's not a Hunter Brown as the central character story. So this book is coming out alongside of that. Now we've got some more books coming out as well. We've got a book that we're writing in partnership with another game studio called Camp Skookum. It's about a bunch of kids who get stranded on this crazy summer camp island in a parallel universe and where there's talking animals and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it ties right in with their online world. And that one's for a little bit younger audiences. But then our Code Bearers books are still moving forward. And we've got tons of ideas for other books, but we're going to continue with the Code Bearers Continuum, which is the online kind of thing, which then you can buy in book form as well.
Cool, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Well, I'd like to know what you were doing with that big bazooka when you put the book in it and blew it. Jacob and
Isn't
I.
that awesome?
We were talking about that at lunchtime, and what's that all about?
All right, Alan, you tell
Yeah.
them. You tell
All
them.
right, so we want to do another installment on that too, but the whole idea behind it was that we realized, hey, we're writing about these stories, and we don't want to just only be writing about stuff we just make up. We got to prove that these things really happen. We have to do our research, because when you're a writer, you have to research. And actually, it's one of the funnest things about being writing a book or working on a project is all the research that goes into it, the detective work,
You
right?
discover all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in writing Hunter Brown, we started looking for inspiration from creation around us, like in the world, for like these massive, all kinds of weird creatures and stuff. We started studying online. We found all kinds of weird creatures that God's made that I had no idea about. And it was fun inspiration for us. So
It was, yeah.
From all places. So.
Yeah, no, it's funny, like when we had to research leeches, because we wanted to use leeches. We thought, let's just use leeches in here, and then we started reading up about them, and it was crazy stuff. Anyways, so we decided with mech mice, because of course they're mice with guns, battling against the greater
Evil insects.
evil insects, robotic insects that are invading their colony. Well, in one of the scenes, we described the old Colonel Black. He was from a time when they didn't have as much technology, and so let me see if I can find this chapter here.
Right there.
There we go. I don't know if this will show up here too well, but he was tired of all the paperwork and everything going on, so he shoved all the paperwork into his bazooka and blasted it out at the poor reporter that had come in to collect.
Very cool. Well, we just can't thank you enough for being our very first author's Skype. It's a story.
Yeah!
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you take a screenshot?